Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
Good morning. Week 12. Be completely honest, we don't know what the hell's going on in the NFL anymore. Lots of injuries. Lots of moving around for one specific game, one team that doesn't have a quarterback, and all kinds of other nonsense going on in Week 12. Can't wait to get in and break this down. Bryce, how's your Week 12 going?
I'm not sure yet because I don't even know all the players that are out. I feel like I'm going to learn a lot just being on this stream today. But it seems like my picture's pretty clear on the leagues I'm going to make the playoffs and the leagues I'm not. So it's kind of nice having that set so you can strategize from there.
Yeah, it's definitely this year's just definitely been something not like any other that we've ever dealt with. You couple the COVID restrictions with the injuries, and everything becomes a mess. And then you've got the Denver Broncos, who their top four quarterbacks are all quarantined and not eligible to play in this game. So they are bringing up a ex-quarterback turned wide receiver, going back to quarterback at off the practice squad that nobody knows who he is. Nobody has any idea what what this guy can do, but if he doesn't play well, they can turn to Royce Freeman at quarterback because he is their emergency quarterback. It's just like, here's my thing with this whole game. It completely blows my mind that they're making Denver play in this situation when they keep moving Baltimore and they keep giving Baltimore more time, yet Denver is in this position. We saw the 49ers on a Thursday night game basically have to play with a practice squad one week. I feel like the NFL's rescheduling has been very inconsistent of some of these games. And, it's, I guess, nothing's ever fair, but it just seems very odd that they would make some of these teams play, and then some of them, they'll move back twice. And I was very surprised they moved the Thanksgiving Day game because of money, but it's moved again since then.
Yeah, I would like to. I'm sure there's some sort of exact process or rules they have set in place that maybe we don't know about, of a certain amount of players getting tested or testing positive or what it may be, because I don't know how many other Broncos players have it other than the quarterbacks. So it just seems strange because this seems like it could be put in a position where this team is going to be extremely ill prepared and it could just get really ugly really fast.
Yeah, and at that position where somebody's touching the ball every play, it could be very dangerous for a guy that hasn't played that position. And no matter who gets the majority of the time there, neither of them have played quarterback. They've been playing other positions. So it's very odd. But Gaming JML says, half PPR, should I start Jarvis, Landry, or Deontay Johnson? And normally this would be a very easy question to answer. But with that Pittsburgh situation with Baltimore, if your league doesn't do replacement players, then I think you have to start Jarvis. And if you don't, you're just praying that game ends up getting played on Tuesday, and it's hard to be confident about that after it being moved twice already.
Yeah, I agree. You should. Hopefully your league has replacement opportunities. If not, bring it to their attention. It might be a little too late now. But if they can, put in Deontay and have Jarvis as your replacement. But if not, you have to go safe and go Jarvis. I agree.
Somebody over on Facebook says, good morning, Rick and Bryce. I had Mark Andrews, and he is now ruled out. Should I go with Gronk, or should I pick up Ingram off of waivers? I would pick up Ingram off of waivers myself.
I'm agreeing. I want to go with Ingram.
He hasn't put up the big week, but he has at least gotten consistent targets throughout the year. Like, he's definitely got the volume. He just has not performed, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Thomas says it feels like a punishment on Denver for their quarterbacks not wearing masks in meetings. Well, then why isn't Baltimore getting punished for their running backs not staying
Right.
safe? I mean, it's very, I don't know, it's very inconsistent to me. Good morning, guys. Mini Jordan over on YouTube says PPR, choose a tight end, Janu or Goddard, and running back Breyda, Pope if Eckler is out, Wilkins or Singletary. Um, Go ahead. I'm gonna let you answer this one first. Go Janu or Goddard.
I'm going Goddard. Since he's come back every single week has gotten better, and I think he's now 100%. And that guy's top 3, I believe. And then I just read reports because I'm an Austin Eckler owner in a couple leagues, and he is expected to play. So I think you could go him. But if for some reason last second he's not,
He
the
doesn't.
options
He
were
doesn't
again
have
open.
Eckler. He has Pope if Eckler's out.
Oh, okay. So Eckler's going to play, so I think that decision gets made for you.
So Breyda, Wilkins, or Singletary.
Okay. Man, Braden's Wilkins or Singletary. I'm going to go with Devin Singletary because I feel like his role is more clear.
I'm going to go with JT out. I'm going to go Wilkins. I think he'll get the majority of the carries probably for the Colts, and I'll take that over the other two situations. And then at tight end, I'm going Goddard as well. That's the easy part for me. Is Goddard over Janu. Would you guys play Cam Newton or Fitzmagic this week? You're the Patriots guy. Who we taking? We taking Fitzmagic? We taking Cam Newton?
Who do the Dolphins play this week? Team I don't own a lot of shares of. I can't remember.
Jets.
The Jets. And Arizona's defense is not bad. I'm going to go with Fitzmagic.
I'm going Fitzmagic as well. I mean, the Jets just pile up points and air and passing yards for quarterbacks, so I like them. Brian Hill, Fournette, or Edmonds, half PPR.
I'm going Edmonds.
I think Edmonds is the one that I think you go with Edmonds, and it's that offense is good. He's gonna get receptions. We know that. We don't know how the carries are gonna go, but I would go that way as well.
He's just got a way higher floor than the other two.
Right now, Ray says Gio Bernard or Benny Snell.
Gio.
I'm Gio as well. They haven't even been using Connor very consistently of late, so I don't know why Benny Snell would come in and get the consistent work. Gio gets the work with Mixon out, so I'll go with Gio. Stephen Drake says, need 2. Wilkins, Pittman, CEH, and Crowder. Full PPR. Darnold's back. Crowder's in my lineup. I can say that right off the bat. And then, I don't know, man. I wish I knew if last week in Kansas City that was the way things were going to go. Because if CEH is going to get that work, then I'll go CEH. I'll throw him in my lineup every week. I don't know that that's going to happen. So I think I'm still going CEH here, but I think it's closer between him and Wilkins just because we don't know how Kansas City is going to use them.
Yeah. I think all three are pretty close, to be honest. I mean, Pittman is coming off 2 weeks in a row now, putting up, I believe, putting double digits. I believe over 15 both weeks. But I'm gonna go with CEH and this one. I'm hoping after last week that maybe Kansas City is going to try and be a little bit more balanced for this later in the season. to open things up here in the playoffs for him.
Yeah, I believe Crowder is the easy one for me because I believe with
Yes,
Darnold,
I agree
I
with
think
that.
he's put up 20 points every start that they've started together this year. Darnold targets the shit out of him. This is not Joe Flacco is not the same, so it's pretty easy that he's in my lineup. Sean Dean says, got Tannehill playing Colts. Should I pick up Ryan versus Las Vegas or Bridgewater versus Carolina? Well, that's not. He doesn't play Carolina. Is Carolina. Who does Carolina play here? Minnesota. I would play Teddy. First
So
Minnesota.
both of these teams are actually bad. The Raiders are also bad against the pass. And I just like the talent around. If I feel like if Bridgewater had McCaffrey, I'd feel more inclined to put him. But I have this same debate in a few of my leagues at Matt Ryan and Teddy Bridgewater, and I've been putting in Matt Ryan. So I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna go with Matt Ryan.
I definitely think it's close, but
yeah.
Bridgewater, see, they're different, right? Atlanta gets downfield with their passes, and Bridgewater does some, but they've got those guys that can make shit happen. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel after the catch, and I think he's the safer option. Probably doesn't have the floor as Ryan, but I think I'd take both of those guys over Tannehill. And
yeah, 100%.
Angelo says, I dropped a like to try to get you guys pushed into the algorithm. We appreciate it. Everybody that hits that like button, definitely appreciated. PPR with Anders out now, I need one, Higbee or David Moore.
Higbee or David Moore?
See, this is a real question.
This is a question, yeah. I almost have to look at usage here because David Moore always gets decent. Like he always gets looked at every game, but his floor is 0.
Higbee's floor is pretty low too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only getting like 3 targets a game.
I'm going David Moore. His looks are downfield as well, and he gets decent usage in the red zone.
Yeah, I'll go David Moore as well. I agree.
Joel Calthorpe says Brian Hill or Chris Carson. I don't trust Pete Carroll. I'm Chris Carson, without question.
Yep.
I'm putting Chris Carson in there. Okay, we're caught up on questions for the time being. I want to remind everybody that's out there watching right now, if you go to rotoheat.com/Thanksgiving, and there's a few questions you answer, and that will get you entered in to win a RotoHeat Net Gator, a RotoHeat hat, a RotoHeat t-shirt, a RotoHeat hoodie. So you get a whole freaking gear bundle. And then on top of that, you're going to get lifetime VIP access to rotoheat.com and rankings and ADP and anything that we ever come out with on rotoheat.com. Plus, you are going to get lifetime VIP access to our new upcoming website, the rookiedraftguide.com. rookiedraftguide.com, where we are going to have all of our rookie evals every year going forward. All you got to do is go to rotoheat.com/Thanksgiving, and the link is in the description, and you can get yourself entered to win that contest. We will be selecting the winner on Tuesday on the Dynasty Heat Seekers, and I will also be giving away each of those prizes separately to other individual winners. So there'll be 7 total winners. So tune in Tuesday night. Make sure you get over to rotoheat.com/Thanksgiving. I will also put that in the scroller so everybody can see that. But very easy. Takes you a couple minutes. Gives us some feedback and helps us out. So we appreciate it. We appreciate you. Angelo says start Cooper, Kupp, or risk starting Deontay Johnson given the possibility of that game getting canceled. With a player like Cooper Kupp, I just throw him in the lineup and don't worry about it. him and Deontay are really close anyway, so I'll just take all the risk out of it and put Cooper Kupp in and go from there.
Yep.
I'm assuming. Yep. I figured you were agreed on that
absolutely.
one. Sean Dean says PPR: Allen Robinson versus Green Bay or Mike Evans versus Kansas City.
A good one.
It's Robinson for
I'm gonna
me.
Yeah, I'm going Robinson. I think he just gets more targets.
Yeah, he and that's the one thing, right? The one thing that was better with Trubisky was he targets the shit out of Allen Robinson, and even though he misses a lot, the volume's high enough that it negates the inefficiency of Mitchell Trubisky. So Allen Robinson's value with Mitchell Trubisky has always been worth it. I thought you were gonna stab yourself in the chin.
Yeah, I was just holding it.
Fucking weirdo, Jesus! A guy holding the knife on stream. What the?
I was cleaning the corners of some of these little plastic things I have over here, and the knife does it best.
thought you were making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something. Yeah. So let me put that in this. This still says week 10. I'm bad at keeping up on this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's in there. While we're on the topic of that, who do we have that's out? I know Salvin Ahmed is out. I know
Jonathan Taylor
out.
This might take up the whole show. Gurley
Right.
out.
Todd Gurley out. Mark Andrews out. James Conner out.
But Broncos QBs.
That's what I was gonna do. Bronco QBs out. Okay, we'll go ahead and leave that for a second. Questions here. Beat tight end off waivers. I'm not sure. Mike Stacks, elaborate a little bit on your question for me there. It's hard to tell if you're asking like for a tight end off waivers that we'd pick up. It's really hard without knowing what's available. And I don't know percentages. I don't know like who's low owned on whatever platform. If you give us a few options, we can help you out there. Can Jared Cook be played this week?
I mean, yeah, he could be, but I wouldn't want to.
Jared Cook is that guy that you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
He is the epitome of a tight end though, and most tight ends fit in the same mold. They're not consistent. If you don't have a consistent guy at the top, a Kelsey or it's just Kelsey this year that's consistent. So with everybody else, like I mean, he's an option for sure. Tight end's a mess this year. Just a mess. I mean, literally outside of Kelsey, I don't feel comfortable about any tight end going into any week.
I agree.
Delilah,
maybe Goddard.
Where's mine?
Yeah. She can't hear because you're right here. Goddard might be, now that he's back. He's the only other guy that I feel like he's going to put up consistent numbers at this point.
I mean, I guess Evan Ingram's been consistent, but not like consistently
Yeah.
good. He's been like consistently average, like
Right.
10 targets and 4 for 40 to 60 for 8 to 10 points. But yeah, I mean, Jared Cook's playable. It's everything after the top guys is just a crapshoot week to week. I mean, one week Akins has almost 20 points, and then the next week drops 2 touchdowns. What are you going to do? Okay, Craig. Somebody stab that guy in the face. What's your opinion on Eckler's role today? Here's my thing, and this goes for damn near every week, whatever position, anybody that coming back from injury, unless they explicitly come out and say this person is an emergency player, kind of like Leonard Fournette. The week he was coming back from injury, and they had other injuries at running back, and they activated him, but said he was an emergency running back. I'm starting my guys. I'm starting Austin Eckler with him coming back this week, because most of the time when these guys come back, they don't. Especially somebody like the Chargers, right? What are they really fighting for? Why would they bring Austin Eckler back if he's not good to go?
Right.
I think he has the Austin Eckler role, and I mean that offense is prime. Like this is This is just awesome for Austin Eckler owners. The way this offense is using Jurassic Park. Craig says, will you be doing this for week 17 to help us with championship week? The answer is no. I think we normally quit at 16, which is championship week. And that just depends because obviously as we progress, less and less people are in it. If we find out week 14 that we've got 2 people watching, we'll probably just call it a season. PPR, choose a flex: Deontay, Antonio Brown, or DJ Moore. I'm going with DJ Moore here.
DJ Moore.
That's some pretty good wide receivers you got there, though.
Yeah, for flex. I wish those are my flex options.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Ryan Hill, Demarcus Robinson, and Damiere Byrd is mine.
Right? I'm like, dude, do I play Javon Wims? Do I get points for him?
Will he knock someone out before half?
No problem, Mini Jordan. That's what we're here for. Oh
man,
Paul, I'm still waiting for you to take over. I'm still waiting for you to take over my job. I need a break. Until you take over, I can't have that break. Since you're doing all the work anyway.
Sammy Watkins is back today. Forgot to mention. So Demarcus Robinsons are not very valuable anymore.
Yep, Demarcus Robinson is no longer viable.
Did you start Damiere Byrd or Brian Hill today then with that?
Brian Hill because of volume. And we're looking at Damiere Byrd last week, and like Damiere Byrd don't do that very often.
I think that helps Jacoby Myers, if anything, of Damiere Byrd's performance last week. So teams can focus on some of it. It's nice to see finally some Patriot wide receivers doing well because I haven't seen it all year except that one game by Edelman and the one game by Jacoby.
Yeah, Paul's pretty hush on this. Since I told him to take my spot, he hasn't addressed that at all. Apparently doesn't want the work that goes along with it. Yeah, I still can't get over the whole Denver situation, but
I just don't get it yet. It seems not safe for anybody involved because that quarterback could also be put as wide receiver, or whoever's playing quarterback could now be putting his wide receivers in situations where they could be getting hit hard. It just doesn't make any sense.
At least they had this kid that was a quarterback, even if he wasn't
Yeah.
good. At least they're not throwing Royce Freeman out there at quarterback.
Well, was he a quarterback in high school or college?
No, in college. He played quarterback
Okay.
in college for 3 years. Was not good. I mean, that's why he's a wide receiver now. But at least he knows some stuff, right? Whereas Royce Freeman would have he would have been like a sitting duck back there, and that's very dangerous. And if safety is their concern, this game shouldn't have happened today.
Interesting. I'm not even going to watch that game because it
No.
doesn't sound fun at all.
Paul, you said you were already doing all the work to do it. So if you can, I do all that and more. I need you to take my spot and give me a break. I think I'm sitting Noah Fant. My only semi-viable options are Hooper, Rudolph, Graham. What's your take? I think you have to sit every pass catcher for Denver. I don't think you can start any of them this week.
Ooh, yeah.
Painful. But out of the other guys, I think Jimmy Graham was getting peppered by Trubisky when they were both starting at the beginning of the year. It's not Kyle Rudolph unless, did I miss Irv Smith? Is he out?
No, I believe he played.
Yeah.
I remember he played last week, and we make sure though. I'll look real quick.
If Irv Smith's in, Kyle Rudolph's never the answer. Irv Smith is out.
Oh,
Okay, then Kyle Rudolph might be my answer here. Let's see, that was 2 weeks ago, and I know he fumbled in that game. But game log. Yeah, week 10. He had 5 targets in that game. 63 yards. I'm probably going Kyle Rudolph. I think it is close. I think it is close between him and Graham. But I probably go Rudolph in an offense that sadly I trust more than Chicago. Let's go ahead and add 1, 2, 3. Irv Smith out. There's another player. I'm sure we got more.
Oh, there is. We are missing so many. I guarantee it. If I went and looked up all the players that are inactive today.
Do you think we will see another game where Taysom Hill runs instead of dumping down to Kamara, or will Peyton make an effort to get Kamara the ball on screens, flats, etc. more this week? I think that is an anomaly, right? I think that's just how it played out. Kamara's going to be part of the game script. I didn't say it. Paul, somebody else submitted that. And I told you not to worry about it too much. It was funny. If you can't, I don't even know what else to say.
You guys should do a show together.
No,
That would be
I do not
hilarious.
have
It'd
the
be like
patience.
Shannon,
I do not have my blood
so
pressure is already high. I already have to watch it, or else I have to get back on medication for my blood pressure. I don't have it, but I was joking. Well, I wasn't joking with him, but it wasn't that serious. I wasn't like, dude, you're fired because somebody said you're the worst part of RotoHeat. And I wasn't gonna. I mean, I
was
guess
that
we
one of
have
the things
viewers.
when someone submitted?
Somebody did submit that.
It's probably a joke or something. And then
Yeah, I don't even know if they were serious. I don't even know. But I told him not to take it that serious. It was buddies razzing buddies, right, Paul? That's not even nearly as bad. You should have heard us at lunch yesterday. That was pretty fun.
You see Joe
we need
Kidder's
more people.
Facebook?
He didn't do it again, did he?
No.
Does he have 2 babies this time?
He's got one on each feet.
Did you see Craig's meme of him?
No, I have not.
Dude, you gotta. Oh man, you gotta scroll up on the welcome thing of Discord.
Okay.
I tagged you last night. I tagged you and Custer, and you
I
didn't see
was
it. It was funny.
I was at my parents' house. Let me hold on. It's on the welcome. You said.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You guys got to get in our Discord. I'm gonna drop the link in the. How funny is that?
Horrible. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh.
Generate lead.
You did that to yourself, Joe. He did that to himself.
He did, and he still,
Yeah.
even after lunch yesterday, he did not understand that he didn't understand like why you don't put that on Facebook. Like Joe, like, delete
Get me
it.
fun of.
Delete. Paul says it's him milking two cats. And Paul, by the way, I never said you were the worst thing. That wasn't me, so don't say that I said it. I just want to make that clear.
What is the worst thing?
What is the worst thing? This show. Sunday mornings, me getting up, like laying there going, I don't want to do it. But I do it. I get up and I do it. But honestly, the worst part about this whole thing is doing Sunday morning shows. I hate it with a passion. But it needs to be done. So guess what? When shit needs to be done, we do it.
It goes by really fast though. Luckily, when people get in asking questions and stuff.
Pick 2, edge of Carlos Dunlap, Shaq Barrett, Sam Hubbard, Harvey Lange, Joey Bosa, and Kerry Hyder. With all the injuries going on, I can't confirm that every one of these players is in, but I will go with Carlos Dunlap and you said 2. Actually,
Bosa,
I'll probably
right?
go with Shaq Barrett and Joey Bosa.
I'm gonna go with Carlos Dunlap. I have no clue. And Joey Bosa. I just know Carlos Dunlap had like a really big sack or fumble or something last week, so that's about all I know. I'm getting into IDP next year, so next year I will be able to answer that question.
Hey,
Just
well,
one more.
apparently my answer's at least solid because I said Shaq and Bosa, and well, no, if Paul's saying it, it doesn't mean that it's.
But he does
solid.
IDP a lot. He's the one that I'm joining one of his leagues.
Yeah, I'll need Craig to confirm because I mean you can't have the worst part of RotoHeat confirming whether you're making good picks or not.
We need to make a meme on him now. Craig, get on it. I'll bet on something terrible.
Angelo says Mostert or Gallman for the flex. It's Mostert. If Mostert's playing, he's in my lineup.
Is his name Mostert or Mostert?
Mostert, whatever.
I'm putting in. I'm
I'm
Mostert.
playing Raheem.
He does not ever get tackled for a loss.
Dude,
Is that pretty accurate?
that's pretty
I
accurate.
believe that. So I'm glad he didn't come back. Or no, they play the Rams this week, so it does make that matchup crappy. But he's another animal, and their O line is pretty good. So I wouldn't be surprised if he still is pretty efficient on the ground. Maybe not won't get 20 touches, but I could see 12 to 15, and they'll be valuable.
Yeah, I will definitely take that, and especially since I'm not a Gallman fan, and you never know. He has played decent, but you just don't know what you're gonna get. I guess you don't really know what you're gonna get about either of these offenses right now with everything they've got. But Daniel
Gallman's got a cake matchup against Cincinnati, where obviously Mostert's got a better O line and he's a better talent, but plays one of the best defenses in the league. So
yeah, I go with the talent. I think Mostert's more Mostert. I think Raheem is more talented than Wayne.
Yeah.
I mean, who names their kid Wayne anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's no Waynes watching.
Some Batman fans, I don't know.
Sorry. Well, okay, that's the last name though.
Yeah, but they could. Some people will name their kid. A lot of Patriot fans, believe it or not, have been naming their kids Brady. So.
Yeah, but Brady works. Brady's not Wayne. Like I feel like
They could be a big Mike Myers fan. I don't know.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
What?
Oh,
There's only
man.
2 explanations.
No, Batman fans should be naming their kids Bruce, not Wayne.
There. Or just name him Batman.
Batman Taco. What wasn't that from the league? Didn't they name it Batman
Taco.
Chalupa Taco something or other?
His
Chalupa Batman.
You know who that guy is? You know who that guy is? He was a YouTuber, and he made the dumbest songs, like dumb songs. You ever heard that song? It's like women are stupid and I don't respect them.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he creates that, and he got on a show.
But didn't they name the baby Chalupa Batman? Wasn't that the?
Yeah.
Oh man, you get those questions in the chat. We will answer them. I mean, I honestly, this week I have not prepared like I normally do. I will be 100% honest. Thanksgiving week, a lot of family stuff going on. Actually met some of the guys from RotoHeat that we haven't met for lunch yesterday in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that was very cool. I've only, Brad Menendez was there. Joe Kidder, who you read articles on the website, and then some other league members that we play with. We went to Sapporo. We had hibachi and sushi because when I said I have a sushi place, a seafood place, a taco place, Joe said anything but sushi because I've never tried it, and I said we're going to the sushi place.
Did he like it?
He did. He liked. He tried 4 different rolls, and liked 2 of them a lot. And then he got some steak and shrimp hibachi and really liked that. He had never tried hibachi before. He's like, I normally just order chicken strips.
Oh my
Like,
god!
you idiot!
Come on,
like
Joe.
you gotta
He looks
open
like he
your
looks
mind.
I know. I got Delilah on sushi.
Angelo says, respect to y'all. We appreciate it. We have fun with you guys. It's a lot easier when we get a lot of questions and everything like that. It's just Sunday morning. It's not like that we don't want to help people, but man. Brian Hill or Justin Jefferson? It is Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson for sure. Best meme I've seen ever.
And I repeated ever. That one, Craig, that one needs saved to the folder so I can just post it on Joe's profile. Live looking at Joe Kidder. All his friends, like his friends were like, we're not friends anymore. and Joe, he was like, well, I posted it a year ago. Like, you posted it twice? You didn't warn the first that nobody say anything?
Gio Bernard or Julio at the flex today, non-PPR.
Non-PPR?
Non-PPR. This is for Bob Builder.
I'm going with Julio.
I'm going with Julio as well. Oh, man, that's tough.
It is.
Non-PPR.
If it was PPR,
No, you know what?
I'd be way more inclined.
This is something I got to remember, too, right? We lost Joe Burrow last week. We got Ryan Finley at quarterback for Cincinnati, right? Or did he lose his job this week? Hopefully.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Who's going to take it?
I don't know. I don't know. A practice squad wide receiver.
Looking for.
They're gonna trade for this hitting kid after he starts for the Broncos today. Gio's touchdown upside's very low now with Ryan Finley at quarterback. So
That's fine. That's the only reason I'm going
yep.
Julio. If Joe Burrow was there, I'm going Julio.
Sadly, I have both Bengals wide receivers on my bench. I'm waiting to see how this game goes to drop one. You think picking up Rager is a decent pickup? I do, because he's running the most routes and running those snaps. If Wentz can just break out of his funk and play half decent, Rager's getting the downfield targets to be explosive down the stretch. Who should I keep as a keeper? Justin Jefferson, Ayuk, or Judy, all picked up off of waivers. So I'm assuming this is redraft because, Jesus, that's beautiful. Jefferson.
Absolutely. Hey, we're more in our wheelhouse. I do a lot of keeper leagues, so one of them I'm not gonna be able to keep Jefferson, but I wish I could. Jefferson easily on that one though.
It's easy, but Judy's not that far off. We just need some better quarterback play, and going to a practice squad wide receiver is not going to help. Are you starting anyone from the Broncos today? With how strong the Saints D has been the last couple of weeks, I'm not starting. If I don't have to start anybody from the Broncos, like absolutely have to start them, I'm not.
Absolutely not. The only person I would even be remotely inclined to start is they're going to have to try and lean on the running game to open up any sort of pass game that they're going to attempt. So I wouldn't feel terrible starting like Melvin Gordon or Lindsey. I wouldn't want to. But if I had to start one of the receivers, the only person that's really catching short routes and through the middle is Noah Fant. And even then, I got to be really thin at tight end to be starting him.
Oh, Julio's not expected to play? Jesus.
Oh, there you go. There makes that decision a little easier for you.
Yeah, I can't even keep up with the news right now. Wow.
Russell Gage. That makes sense why he's kind of expensive on DraftKings.
This week's crazy. Whew. Crazy. Obviously, if Julio's not playing, you got to go Bernard, which sucks. Back to the Broncos, it's the same thing, right? Really, the Broncos and Bengals are like the same for me, because Finley might as well be a wide receiver turned quarterback.
Right.
Not very good. Both offenses just lack the upside of touchdowns. They might combine for 2 today. if we're being optimistic. It's very tough situations I'm avoiding if I can. Unfortunately, with all the injuries that we've got elsewhere, it might be hard to avoid them in certain spots, which really blows. Josh Allen or Justin Herbert?
Josh Allen.
I think it's Josh Allen still. Herbert's closing that gap to becoming...
You got to be happy if you drafted that guy in a dynasty league, Herbert.
Yeah, you got to be happy if you've got Josh Allen and Herbert.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is a 1 QB league unless you got like a Kyler or a Russell.
Yeah.
Really not much above that, to be honest.
Basically, what you should be doing is trading one of these guys, because this literally may be the highest we ever see Josh Allen or Herbert. Herbert right now, I think, commands about as much as anybody, just because of all the hype and everything of his start. And in a 1 QB, you do not need both of these guys, because you're going to be doing this every single week. Where you're going, do I start Josh Allen? Do I start Herbert? You're going to be guessing. You're going to pick wrong. It's going to be frustrating. You do not need both of them. You can get extreme value out of either of them that will help you at other positions. Because the only time you're ever starting one of them is Oh, it's a redraft. He said it's a redraft. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
If I can't trade now either.
Guy dropped him after the trade deadline. It's a redraft. Yeah, I'm
And
starting
you're gonna
Josh
have
Allen
the rest
right
of the
now,
year.
but it's going to be frustrating because you're going to pick. I mean, process probably says Josh Allen, but Herbert can definitely outscore him on a given week. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Like when we give answers, like we're obviously trying to figure out who is going to score the most, but we're really trying to put a process together of why we're starting guys, not just starting them because of their name. There are some guys that we're just never sitting. I'm never sitting DeAndre Hopkins if he's healthy and playing,
Right.
I'm never sitting Dalvin Cook if he's healthy and playing. But it's more the process of why we're getting to the starters rather than who we're picking. Because if you have that process and you're consistent with that process, it's going to put you in better spots more often. Because a lot of people, they'll come back with their 1v1s after the game happens and in hindsight and be like, oh, well, this person outscored this person. And that can happen. If it didn't, it would be very easy for us to pick our lineups every week. What do you make of the news that Jalen Hurts is going to get an increased role as a QB, not just a gadget plays? Should see snaps without Wentz on the field is the report. Does it hurt the receivers? Wentz has not played well, so I don't know that it can hurt the receivers. I think Wentz has been hurting the receivers.
Yeah, I think Wentz's time there is very limited because he turns the ball over so much. I don't know. He seems like a talented guy, and I don't know if it's hard to tell because he has a lot of excuses that you can make up for him, right? He never has had, I feel like, a healthy wide receiver core for more than like a couple of weeks his whole career. He's always had injuries and things like that, so it's probably hard. It seems like it's hard for him to get kind of a role or some sort of rhythm, and you don't know if that's the issue because he looks like he's talented, and he's had that 1 year where they made the Super Bowl and then he got hurt in the playoffs. He looked great that whole year, but so it's like you saw a flash of what he potentially could be if he could stay consistent. But the way he's playing this year, it's hard to imagine he gets to keep his job if that continues.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely a lot of excuses to be made, but it just never seems to turn around for him at all, and it's got to be
Right.
frustrating. Jurassic Park, Craig says, I'd go Herbert. Allen averages 8 to 9 fewer fantasy points a game without John Brown. I think that's just too small of a sample size for me to sit Allen. And I would have to look at matchups. Who are they playing? What how are those defenses? Yada yada yada. There's a lot of things that could factor into that just happen to be coincidental. That they were weeks John Brown was out. Also, with the Lions coach fired, you think Swift will finally cement his main role next week? Who the F knows, right? Because every team's doing this. This isn't a Detroit thing that they're rolling out 3 running backs, right? We're looking at the Colts. We don't know week to week. We're looking at Baltimore. We don't know week to week. It's something that's going around the league. I do not want to say should Swift. Yes. It should be Swift and Kerryon Johnson. There's no reasons on that team Adrian Peterson should be getting carries, even if he's efficient. Like, that's not the team that Adrian Peterson should be on a team that is competing and doing that stuff. He shouldn't be taking carries from young running backs, right? That's my opinion. Unless they're a team that's competing, and Detroit's obviously not competing, and I think Kerryon and Swift should be getting all the touches there. Who does better against the Eagles, Lockett or Metcalf? This is like the ultimate question, right? It's like 50-50.
Yeah, that's a 50. You flip a coin and pick one, and ultimately, you'd like to say Metcalf because he's obviously bigger, faster, stronger, more talented. But Lockett has that connection. This kind of reminds me of almost like on a different scale, like Diggs and Thielen last year. It's like Diggs is obviously way better talent and everything, but Thielen has that connection with Kirk Cousins. So it's just. But there'd be weeks
if
where
you're picking one for this week, who you go with?
I'm gonna go with the talent. I'm not sitting DK.
Yeah, I mean, I will pick if it's these two. I will pick Metcalf every time, and then I'll be right half the time and wrong half the time.
literally. If it's ever a Sunday or Monday or Thursday night game, you go with Lockett. He always plays well in the primetime games. I feel like always put him as your captain.
I did like seeing Terry McLaurin's impression of DK the other day when he caught Jalen Smith and tackled him and kept it to a field goal instead of a touchdown. It wasn't as impressive, but it was still impressive nonetheless. And just to see that hustle and do what?
I don't know why I keep trading him. I love Terry McLaurin,
so
but
good.
It's hard to give away.
Eckler, Gallman for PPR. Which two you guys got? Eckler? Oh, CEH. It said and I was like, was he saying about Eckler? Eckler, CEH, and Gallman for PPR. Which two you guys got? Eckler's no-brainer. Eckler might be top 5 rest season.
Yeah, I like Eckler. He's the Eckler also. Anybody who traded or had him and held on to him had to be so happy that Josh Kelly ended up being a dud. They tried to force the ball down that guy's throat, and he just
Brad.
Nobody's really performed. Yeah, nobody's really performed super high since he's been gone. So he easily comes back and gets, if anything, more touches than he was getting because they were kind of misusing him at the beginning of the season. So he's a no-brainer. And this other one, this is kind of hard because obviously one is on a more powerful offense, but they're also playing Tampa Bay, and his usage is not consistent with CEH. And Gallman, even though he might be less talented, finds the end zone. So I'm gonna put in Gallman against Cincinnati with Eckler.
I think I'm the same, and we've harped on this all season. We're 12 weeks deep. We've talked about CH just not getting that volume that everybody thought he was going to get.
Right.
And that's even before Lev Bell. Like, it was better before Lev Bell, but like it even got worse, and it was never great. It was never what people expected. And on top of that,
Except week one.
there's still a lot. Yeah, but then he wasn't using the passing game, right? He had like one target.
I
that's
know.
where everybody thought,
right.
this guy's going to be a monster catching the ball out of the backfield, and it's just that volume had never been there. And he hasn't played bad, right? It's not a thing where CH was bad. It's just that offense has, whether people like to admit it or not, Sammy Watkins is heavily used when he's healthy. He gets a lot of targets. He's on the field. That's just another. There's so many guys. Hill, Kelsey, Watkins, Mahomes. There's so many guys that can get into the end zone, and it's hard for CEH to get enough to consistently put up the numbers that people thought they were going to get when they paid for him, because of, you've got you got the best tight end in the league, and then you've got a top 5 wide receiver in the league. They're both going to command touchdowns. You're not going to get a Sean Alexander runaway with 30 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns at the running back position. There's just, even though they score, there's just not enough to go around. Is MT still a start with Denver's situation, or start Higgins? Also could grab a Aguilar or Shepard or Slayton. Michael Thomas, put Michael Thomas in your lineup every week. It's that easy. We're not sitting Michael Thomas. remember, guys, if New Orleans gets out to a big enough lead that they don't have to play anymore, then Michael Thomas probably put up points, right? How do they get to that big of a lead without Michael Thomas putting up points? I guess it could be defense, right? But I mean, I'm playing Michael Thomas every week, no matter what. He's in my lineup. Do you feel differently, Bryce?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's defense is really good. Do not disagree with that. That's why you play IDP. McLaurin and Metcalf got points for those tackles. I mean, they get plenty of points without the tackles, so I don't have to have them. Satish Nepal comes in every Sunday. Appreciate that. Says thank you. I would subscribe, but I already have. Make sure to.
Awesome.
And then he followed that up. I was going to say, well, make sure to drop a like on this video, and he said I dropped a like on the video. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you. Make sure you go to RotoHeat.com/Thanksgiving and get entered in the contest to win RotoHeat gear. Definitely, and if not, if you're outside of the United States, shipping is super expensive right now. So either you can pay for that, or you'll still get your lifetime VIP subscriptions to RotoHeat.com for rankings and ADP and any other tools that we release, as well as RookieDraftGuide.com for you dynasty players that are already looking towards your rookie drafts in 2021. We have a lot of stuff coming. A lot of work going on behind the scenes. Very, very excited about releasing that and getting you guys excited about some of that. Miami DST versus Jets or Browns versus Jacksonville?
Miami.
Go Miami as well. I don't play in any leagues like this, but just from following in DFS and everything, Miami's turning around fast. A lot of people have laughed at me. I don't know if you remember shows this past summer where we talked, and I said I think Miami was a better landing spot. It was the when Tua, talk about Tua and Burrow, I thought Miami was the best spot to land for one of them rookie quarterbacks. And people thought Cincinnati was better, obviously Boyd and Higgins and Green and everything like that. But this Dolphins team, I think, is going the right direction, and I really like where they're going, and that defense is legit. If they get that offensive line worked out a little bit, get another playmaker in there, it's going to be a good spot.
They got a good coach.
All right. Man, I still can't believe all these people that are injured. I just run bad, man.
Man.
Okay, that was Travis, and Travis was asking about the MT situation plus the Josh Allen and Herbert over there on Facebook. I hate how my chat doesn't bring it in and tell names from Facebook. When a lot of people were way lower on him, I think he's great. I think he's going to be very good.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. What do you think of Pittman? How does he compare to Aguilar? If you're talking today, Aguilar right now, like you can't deny, needs to be in lineups. He's producing, and I've never been an Aguilar fan, but maybe getting out of Philadelphia where wide receivers die, and by die, I mean they're literally never healthy. Maybe it's just better. Pittman is definitely the better dynasty asset. I love him from a dynasty perspective, but if it's this week, I may start Aguilar.
Yeah, you can't deny the production. Pittman is coming off 2 weeks in a row that are pretty good, so he could. I can't argue against starting either one of them. I think they're pretty close, but I'm just starting Aguilar. He's been more consistent throughout the whole year, where Pittman's kind of just had a couple games in a row.
Right. And Aguilar has produced in the past as well, but he's always had those drop issues. When there's memes out there about dropping babies, remember that guy at the fire?
Yeah.
They were throwing babies out the window. We were catching them.
They're not even talking about football, and he just brings up poor Nelson Aguilar.
He's like, we catching them babies better than Aguilar catching footballs or whatever he said. I don't know, but it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this week, it is really, really close. I again wouldn't argue. I'd probably go Aguilar, but it's not like Michael Pittman's a bad start at all. Lost Jonathan Taylor to COVID. Who should I start in my flex? Pick one, full PPR, Jordan Wilkins, Marquise Brown, Allen Lazard, Sammy Watkins, Jalen Reagor. Wilkins for me, because I think he's going to get a lot of carries with Taylor out. At wide receiver, if I was going to take one of those, it'd be Sammy Watkins, just because he gets volume and the best offense in the universe. But Jordan Wilkins is going to get those carries. Some people think it's Nyheim Hines, but they do this a lot, and it never works out for them. They always start Nyheim Hines when he gets 3 points, and he's always on their bench when he gets 20.
I am not starting Jordan Wilkins because I think it's Nyheim Hines' day. I'm going to go with Sammy Watkins.
How many
Last time
times?
Nyheim Hines blew up.
How many?
Last time Nyheim Hines blew up, it was against the Titans.
How many times can one guy fool you before you actually like?
Hey, he hasn't fooled me yet. I only was on him that 1 week.
There's no way he hasn't fooled you yet. Nobody starts him when he puts up points. Nobody is starting Hines.
Guess who's starting him today?
Starting
He
him
is
next
putting up
week.
points.
Well, what's his point? Okay, we can find a 1v1 here for our $5 bet this week, unless you're tired of losing to me.
No, you've only won twice, okay? We've only done two bets.
You know, the number's 100% of the time.
That is true.
So
that is true. Find somebody. Who do you think? Nyheim Hines. I'm trying to think of somebody.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that I'd take over him.
What about, let's think of another player that's getting an opportunity because of an injury. What about Brian Hill?
Dude, Brian Hill's trash too. I'll take Austin Eckler.
No. Hell no. Hell no.
PPR. PPR. Fournette, Reagor, or T. Higgs, tight end, Jonnu, 1 p.m. or Reed, 4 p.m. Rams, DST, or... Whoa. Let's slow this down. Fournette, Reagor, or T. Higgs. T. Higgs is out as long as Finley is quarterback for me. Fournette is out because we never know who's going to get usage. It's got to be Reagor, who plays the most snaps, gets the most run. Do you agree there?
Yeah.
Jonnu at 1 p.m. or Reed at 4 p.m. I'm going Jonnu. Rams, DST, or the Seahawks?
The Rams play the 49ers. The Rams get a lot of sacks, interception. I'm going Rams.
Rams for me. Hey, I will. You guys, y'all can go. Y'all can fall for this Nyheim Hines stuff. This is the second time, or this is the third time this season that I've told people not to fall for the Nyheim.
I can't wait for him to blow up now.
Well, that's fine. You know what? I'll still be right 66% of the time because he has failed the other 2 times. I've told people not to play Nyheim Hines.
The other bet was Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds disappointed. Everybody did bad, but Chase Edmonds just happened to do the worst.
But Nyheim Hines, I've said 2 times this year, both of them after games where he blew up. Do not play Nyheim Hines. He's been doing this since he came into the league. He'll have a big week. Everybody's like, yes, Nyheim Hines, breakout, let's go. And then they play him for the next 3 weeks and he does nothing. And then finally they're like, oh, let's put him on the bench. And then he blows up. And then they're like, yes, Nyheim Hines, breakout. And then they throw him in the lineup and then he does. Like, this is Nyheim Hines. It's just Nyheim Hines.
Well, you find a player to put up against him that's not Austin Eckler.
Dude, like, everybody's dead. Like, everybody's dead. Out, questionable. I'm talking about, like, not the top-end guys.
You can have Chase Edmonds.
No. Chase Edmonds is second best running back on his team. Oh, man. Does it have to be a running back?
Depends who the wide receiver is. Not Keenan Allen. That's it. Yeah, that was.
What about David Montgomery?
All right. Yeah, you can have Montgomery.
Montgomery versus Hines. That seems pretty fair, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
Lock in, handshake.
$5.
Thanks for the $5 because David Montgomery plays Green Bay.
We'll see. You're gonna shut it down today. They play tonight, don't they? Yeah, they play tonight. So we won't have an answer till late.
Yeah, we'll have the late night sweat.
Unless
It'll probably take 2 drives, and David. It'll probably be like 8 minutes into the first quarter, and I'll be like, "Hey, Bryce, send that over."
Or Hines will have like 30 points. So like, Rick, if you just want to send it over early.
I mean, 30 points going up against the old Green Bay defense. This is the one spot where David Montgomery might shine because Green Bay's run defense is horrible.
We will see.
I can't believe people still buy into Nyheim Hines. I don't never understand.
He listens to the podcast.
We had a question. Wilkins only had one good game. Hines, I think, had like 3. I'm not saying Hines is not capable of a big game, but every time people in his entire career have started Nyheim Hines, they have not got production. Nobody's ever starting Nyheim Hines when he goes off. Until he goes off more than 1 week in a row, I do not believe it. And if maybe it'll be this week. Maybe it'll break the cycle, but
No, last week he did horrible. That was our bet. So it can't be this week for 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, so it was 2 weeks or 2 weeks ago he did well? I don't care. I still don't care.
So
I mean, it's Nyheim Hines.
Week 1, he went off week 1, week 8, and week 10.
Oh, right. Like, there was only... Everybody started him week 2, 3, and 4, and then they're like, oh, shit, can't play him anymore. And then, boom, week 8, he blows up. Next week, duds it. Everybody takes him out of the lineup. Week 10, goes off. Yeah, that's fine.
So he's due because now he's been a week that he didn't do that great. And now, boom.
No, it could be 2021 before he has another boom week.
We will see. I'm one day older than Nyheim Hines. What am I doing?
What are you doing with your life? At least you come on here and you don't fail like 70% of the time.
Yeah.
Like he does. He's only successful.
Fair.
He's only successful 3 weeks a year. You've been doing pretty well for the 11 weeks we've been on here. So I think you're doing better than Nyheim Hines. Just doesn't show up in the pocketbook.
Yeah, I wish my bank account would prove otherwise. That'd be nice.
Okay, listen, Denver. Denver is not projected. Denver is now projected to score 10.25 points today.
How are they projected to even score that much?
I don't field goals, maybe. I don't know. Denver's
10.25.
projected. They're not even projected to score 11 points. What are the odds? What are the odds that Naeem Hines has more yards than the Denver Broncos?
Should tell you that. No, I wouldn't even.
I don't even like him.
That's bad. That's a 4 o'clock game. I'm not even watching that.
NFL, I tell you, man, NFL dropped the ball here. It's not fair that Denver has to play when Ravens just keep getting delayed to help them. Like, it's without the Cincy QB in, Bradley covering T. Higgs, I don't like him much. I think Reed gets more points, but right now he's sick, so I don't know if he's going to play or not. Yeah, you got it. Cincinnati's probably projected for 12 points, right? Like, Ryan Finley's no good. PPR pick 2, Parker, Eckler, Juju, Claypool, leaning Parker and Eckler. I think that it's... Yeah, I would play... I would play Eckler and Parker. I don't want to play the Steelers if I don't have to. Parker gets the Jets, and he gets Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, which I don't mind. I'm going Eckler for Eckler is the no-brainer out of all these. And with that game, Steelers game being iffy, I'm going Parker for sure. I like it.
Yeah, unless you have the replacement, thing, I would definitely. I mean, Chase Claypool is on track for like 16 touchdowns. He scores, seems like every week. So I would prefer to go him over Parker, but if you don't have that, I have no problem putting in Parker.
The only real reason the NFL could give is that the Ravens is hit by an outbreak. Denver isn't. How is that not an outbreak? You literally can't use any quarterback right now. It is unsafe for your entire offense to have somebody back there that doesn't know what they're doing. And I understand he put real in quotations. Like, I don't think Thomas exactly agrees with that.
I was even talking. There has to be some sort of like way of them determining what game. That's what I thought. Maybe a certain amount of players have to get tested positive for it to get.
Didn't the 49ers had an outbreak, right? When they literally were starting a taxi squad game on a Thursday night, like. I don't know. This feels like preferential treatment for a playoff team, one of the better teams in the NFL, when these other teams are being forced to play in these situations. Like, and the Steelers have just got boned, right? The Steelers just keep getting boned. They had their bye week moved earlier in the season, and then they lose their Thanksgiving game. And then that gets postponed even again. So one of these teams was supposed to play Thursday, right?
Yeah, the Ravens were supposed to play Thursday, so there will not be a Thursday night game.
So
this happened last time too. I think when the Steelers and Titans were supposed to play, or whoever got moved back to the Tuesday, one of those games were supposed to also play on Thursday, so we didn't have a Thursday night football. It's almost the exact same. Like timing in the sense of a Thursday night game is not going to get played for the same reason.
Denver doesn't have one. Denver's all 4 of their quarterbacks are out. They're bringing up a taxi or not a taxi, a practice squad wide receiver to play quarterback because none of their quarterbacks can play. Like whether they have tested positive or whatever, they're still not able to field a team. It shouldn't matter. Somebody's going to get hurt in that game today, and it's not going to go over well.
Yeah, that's especially if it's a bad injury.
Oh, man. Are they really going to start? I'll tell you what. I cannot get over how dramatic some people are about this Hinton guy being. They're saying he should not be listed as a quarterback on MFL after they added him. The only reason this dude is coming up is to play quarterback. He's not coming up to play wide receiver. They don't even have anybody to throw to the wide receivers. Isaiah says what?
I was like, what are you supposed to do about that? You know what I mean?
Well, no. They're not complaining to me. They're just complaining on the Facebook group, and they're saying that it doesn't make any sense that he's a QB in the system.
That's what he's playing today.
It's common sense, really.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I know you do, Thomas. It's just frustrating because it's not fair to Denver. Like, I'm not a Denver fan. I could care less, really, but it's just it seems like BS. Okay, so Isaiah says play 3, sit 1, PPR running back, Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Nick Chubb, or Eckler. I'm sitting Nick Chubb out of those 4 in a PPR league.
It was Kamara, Eckler, Chubb, and who?
James Robinson, who has been maybe the most consistent running back outside of Dalvin Cook this entire year.
Yeah. That's hard, but I'm sitting Chubb.
That is hard. The one thing that has been consistent for Chubb is that I think he's had 4 targets the entire year. 4 targets this entire year. In PPR, I will take James Robinson, who has not put up less than 11 or has not put up less than 10 points the entire year. That's pretty damn consistent. And has been over 15 all but 3 games. I'll take James Robinson in there over Chubb. Myself. What's up, guys? I'm still undefeated in my work league. Hell yeah, Rob Kane. James Robinson. Literally, there's probably 3 to 4 running backs I would start over James Robinson right now, based off of usage. You cannot sit James Robinson. It's crazy to me that people would consider that. Let's see. Guy averages 4 to 5 targets a game. Averages 17 to 20 carries. So he's
getting the same usage Leonard Fournette got last year. Like, they put in literally a guy and just give him the same amount of touches and the same amount of and Leonard Fournette was top 10 last year.
Well, on top of that, he's more efficient than Leonard Fournette was last year, and he's got over double the touchdowns that Leonard Fournette had last year. James Robinson is a start every week, whether we like it or not, averaging 18.4 fantasy points per game. I like Carson. You have good problems. If it comes down to where you have to sit James Robinson or Chris Carson, I think you have good problems. But James Robinson is a start with only a handful of guys, if even a handful of guys that I would start over him on a week-to-week basis. I think I was looking at something else before that question came up, but I don't remember. Joe's gonna kill Paul. We'll just go ahead and announce that live on air. Go look at Joe's Facebook. We might be done here. Questions aren't coming in.
I don't see anything on Joe's Facebook.
Here, I'll tag you. Derek Carr, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan for me.
Oh, it's in the comments. I can't believe that.
Matt Ryan for me.
Matt Ryan. Yeah. That's terrible.
He's going to kill Paul. It's about to pop off. I'm going to have to play mediator. Is Zeke fired rest of year? I don't think he's fired rest of year. I still think he's at worst he's a running back 2, right? You're still starting Zeke every week unless you're just extremely top heavy at running back. It's just, yeah, you can't sit Zeke. If Julio doesn't play, you can't start Matt Ryan. Why? Thomas said that. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Against the Raiders, who aren't very good against the pass. So it's Calvin Ridley.
I guess we're going to get some sort of, like, he averages 9 less points per game when Julio doesn't play stat like we did with John Brown and Josh Allen. I think he's kidding, though. I don't know. He smiled. Look at his game logs in games without Julio. I mean, how many has he had without Julio, with Ridley healthy, with these other guys that he has? He has no games over 10 points in Julio games. That's I don't care. I'm still not starting Derek Carr. I'll take a $10 bet or a $5 bet with Matt Ryan scores more than Derek Carr today. Yes, we are sitting Judy. I'm not sure who that is on Facebook asking that question. We are sitting Judy today if we have options. And it doesn't have to be a great option. It's mostly a joke. I don't know if I don't know. Now I don't know if he's serious about 10 games over 10 points or not. Julio hasn't missed that many. There's no way. Yeah, I don't know. But it's about 11:30. Questions have dried up pretty quickly here. I'm going to get ready for game time. Good luck to everybody. Make sure you go to RotoHeat.com/Thanksgiving for the giveaway. Remember, you'll get a net gator. The winner will get a net gator, a hat, a t-shirt, a hoodie. Plus, they will get lifetime VIP access to RotoHeat.com, lifetime access to RookieDraftGuide.com. And then one winner for each of those prizes individually. For 7 total winners, 1 will win the entire bundle, 6 will win each individual piece, and we will get ready for those 2021 rookie drafts on RookieDraftGuide.com. You can also go over there and get your email entered in there. And I'm probably going to give away a couple of VIP packages to people that do that. At least maybe a year or something like that to some of the people that enter their email over there. So go ahead and do that. And Bryce, you have any last notes? Any?
Good luck. Make sure you're not starting anyone that's injured, because if you haven't checked your lineups in the past couple of days, you probably are.
If you have a choice of Nyheim Hines or David Montgomery, start David Montgomery, because he's definitely scoring more. Because we have a bet, and I don't lose bets to Bryce. 100%. 100%.
We'll see. Today's the day.
Bryce, at the end of the year, when I go undefeated, and it'll be like $40 or something. What do I buy with it?
A VR game.
A VR game that I can play with you?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The Broncos tried to play the QB coach over Hinton today. I don't know if that's true, but that is funny, and